I was running as fast as I could, with the bomb on my shoulder. There were a lot of explosives inside. It was heavy.
If my sacrifice for that is to be called a terrorist, then I'm glad to have been a terrorist for liberation.
We didn't mind being called terrorists then, because we actually used force, such force, a brutal force, in order to get rid of them.
After a bomb explosion caused by terrorists on the British headquarters at Jerusalem, one entire corner of the King David Hotel, a building of 7 stories, was razed to the ground.
We were a minority, but we were a minority with a clear ideology that we must have a Jewish state to rebuild the state which was existing many, many hundreds of years ago.
And everyone took up their positions. I took the churn and started to run. I was thinking, how do I get to the place where I have to put the churn down? That's how I started. Anyway, there were lots of people around in the corridor, and we tried to move them out of the way. Here, there, to the side. But there were some who resisted, but we threatened them with our weapons. I wasn't dressed as a civilian or a soldier. I was dressed like an Arab, with a jalaba and a keffiyeh, with that ring on your head. You know, like, what's he called? The leader of the Arabs. You know, Arafat. And there were 7 churns, weighing 350 kilos in all. I ran until I reached the place where I had to put it down, with the churn on my shoulder. I carried on, until I got to the place where the British people were. I saw a pillar that used to be here, and I put the churn down and ran away immediately. I waited in my position until all the churns were together, and then the time would come for the explosion. All the churns together were like one whole man, a complete bomb.
All right. So I understand that was hugely manipulative. I do realize that. And you know what? I wanted it to be. Because that was a clip of, as I said before, the thugs of Irgun. This guy, of course, never was prosecuted or anything else. He was probably considered a hero up until his death, placing these churns filled with bombs around the columns. Feel as you want to about the British or anything else. I'm not going to sit here and carry water for the Anglos, but regardless, when your main goal is to kill Anglos, and you only killed 24 out of the 91 or 93 people that were killed in the King David Hotel bombing. And you killed, of course, mostly Palestinians, as far as I know. But I wanted folks to do this because I feel the need. I'm seeing everyone's dog shit takes. And I told you about the cope this one streamer that I was listening to, and because I typed the wrong thing and they didn't like that, they were just like, we don't like, we like something like rhetoric understanders or something, so they blocked me. What? Fuck you. Who cares? Anyway, move on from that though. That's just pitiful cope for me. I see these pitiful pussy ass takes from folks. Pussy ass takes when they talk about Israel and Palestine. They're all fucking spineless cowards. I'm just gonna say it. Fuck it. I don't even care. I'm gonna put this one out today. Normally I wait a couple days before I put these out. Fucking, I'm gonna put this one out. These are from folks that were not born completely, in Israel and never had to live under the current Israeli system for now. What is it? Since 1948? They didn't. They had these beliefs already. And yet, people still try to say, but Jews could still have a homeland. And I hear good old Hassanabi saying stuff like, well, they could have a homeland in Turkey. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? I know he likes to say, dude, that's cringe. It's just like, dude, are you kidding me? You think that Turkish motherfuckers would be like, yeah, mm-hmm. You don't think that they would eventually fight? They would always want Israel. That's the whole fucking thing. You have, you know, the extreme folks, people like Meir Kahane, who we covered. It was never good enough for them. They didn't want any Palestinians because they saw some intermixing on some minor level. And that was enough. They're like, yeah, kick them all out. It will never be enough. All right. I'm just going to tell you that right now. From the Zionist perspective, you can go ahead and talk about Neturei Karta all you want to. You can talk about whatever small, insignificant group of Orthodox Jews who say in the Torah, this is what it says, and you have to wait for, the Messiah to return. And even then, we're all going to live in peace. I just don't fully believe that. All right, I don't. There's 8,000 members of Neturei Karta. Okay, Neturei Karta. All right. That does not create a movement, The thing is, when I hear this bullshit about homelands, of course, you'll have all these idiots who either they'll take a few steps. They'll say, well, the U.S. controls Israel. Like I say, well, I've had my arguments with that. All right, you can feel as you want to. Yes, they're giving money to Israel. They're providing missiles. Okay. You have the other argument where it's like, well, all religion is bad, which is just a stupid, ignorant take where it's like, you're not going to get rid of religion tomorrow. That's just an ignorant, reactionary statement where it's just like, it's just completely, what's the word I'm thinking of? Just a, that's your flinch response answer where it's just like, oh, religion bad, religion. It's just like, that's not the answer, idiot. Go sit in the corner and play with your fedora, And then you have the folks who are the cowards, the real true cowards who are like, well, Israel isn't good, and it may be fascist, but we don't want to be anti-Semitic. No, we don't want to be anti-Semitic, and Hamas is bad. We're trying to have nuance. Age of nuance. Age of nuance. Like I say, it just this is one of those things that I think will never end. And regardless of what you may think, I'm not going to advocate anything because I'm not going to be stupid. But the truth is, though, is it just reveals all it does is it reveals people's liberalism. It exposes their shit-lip attitudes. That's all it does. It reveals their shit-lip attitude where it's just like, well, Israel bad. I support the Palestinians, but Hamas bad and Hezbollah bad. And it's just pitiful to me. It really is. The thing is with homelands or anything else, it's like, I don't even know, man. Like I say, I'm an American. At this point, unless I was some real fucking, wig-natted sort of person where it's just like, yeah, I'm going to go back to Europa, bro. But it's like, they don't want me. Sorry for my voice breaking like that, but it's like, I just don't get it anymore, to be honest with you. I don't understand the whole homeland thing. It's just, yeah. And you know what? I think I'm done. I get so tired of the takes. I really do, especially about the Israel-Palestine issue, where it just keeps going. It just keeps getting worse. And, you're going to have these extremists, of Lahava. They get supported by American NGOs. And nobody says a word. They'll talk endlessly about the U.S. And they'll say, fascism there. Southern Poverty Law Center will still talk about, the base, as I recently saw a video about them. They'll talk endlessly about these other things. ADL will slightly mention, they'll say, Lahava, you're being a little too harsh. Meir Kahana was a bit of a goober. He's a bit of a nutcase. How about you, They don't care. There's no winning with that. There's no winning with it. And like I said, this is why I push for balkanization of the U.S. The ultimate reason is just to shut people up. That's why I want balkanization. I'll just be honest with you. This is going to be more Fed posty than normal, but I'm just going to finish up with this. The reason why I want balkanization of the U.S. is just to get people to shut the fuck up. When they say dumb shit like, well, the U.S. controls Israel. Well, now, what are you going to say when the U.S. is broken up into various other countries? And they give a fraction of what the whole country gave. And maybe it was, maybe it was, some area in like New York or something like that. The new Zionist, the new Zionist settlement up there. And they give maybe $10 million a year. Then what are you going to fucking say? And just, all the hate for America. I get it. Believe me, I get it. But once balkanization happens, then you can all just shut the fuck up. And then you can change your narrative that you want to about the U.S. That's why I want balkanization. I'll be honest with you. Is just to get people to be quiet and stop talking about the U.S. Then you can just say, and then you can find your own new enemy, and you can stop blaming the U.S. for everything. You know what? I'm probably going to lose subscribers for saying that, but you know what? That's how I feel. That's why I want balkanization, just to let this country break apart. And let the world move on from this country. That's what I want. Let the world move on, and we can make our own way, right? And then everybody can have their slice of the pie, and I better not hear any bitching out of anybody. Man. It feels scary because I think I do really mean that. And it's disappointing, but it's the truth. So I'm going to put this out, and I apologize if I piss anybody off. But I said what I said, and yeah, there you go. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. See you later, and goodbye.